I genuinely started wondering if YouTube had shadow banned my channel. Because after uploading consist, improving my thumbnails, rewriting titles, and studying analytics constantly, my videos suddenly stopped getting impressions almost entirely. At first, I tried staying logical about it. Small channels are inconsistent, YouTube tests slowly, and new creators usually overreact emotionally when analytics dip suddenly. But after refreshing YouTube Studio for hours every day, logic slowly started disappearing. The numbers stayed frozen while every upload felt like it was quietly dying in the background. The strange part was that some earlier videos had actually started getting tested properly. Not viral or anything massive, but enough impressions to make me believe the channel might finally be moving somewhere. Then suddenly everything slowed down again. One upload barely moved for almost 2 days. Another got tiny search traffic only, and another just completely stalled after a small test. That's when the paranoia started properly. Because once creators start seeing patterns in analytics, every fluctuation suddenly feels meaningful even when it probably isn't. I started searching things like YouTube shadow ban. Why do my videos stop getting impressions? And does YouTube kill small channels? Honestly, Reddit became a terrible place for my mental state. Every thread had completely different answers. Some people claimed shadow banning wasn't real, while others sounded absolutely convinced YouTube randomly suppresses channels permanently. The worst part is that when your channel is tiny, there's almost no data to calm yourself down with. One impression wave can completely change your mood for the entire day. I realized I had started treating every upload like a personal judgment instead of an experiment. If a video stalled, I instantly assumed I had failed somehow. That mindset becomes exhausting really quickly, especially because YouTube analytics move so slowly at the beginning that you spend most of your time sitting inside uncertainty. One thing I noticed during this period was how emotionally attached I'd become to impressions specifically, not even views. Just impressions appearing on the graph felt exciting. That probably sounds ridiculous to larger creators, but when your videos are barely being tested, impressions almost feel more important than views themselves at first. Because impressions at least mean YouTube is trying. Even a failed test still feels better than complete silence on the dashboard. The strange thing is that this stage changes how you think creatively too. Every title suddenly feels massively important. Every thumbnail becomes stressful, and every upload feels high stakes. I would spend ages adjusting tiny thumbnail details, even though the channel was still microscopic. Different fonts, different colors, different emotional wording, trying to force curiosity somehow. Eventually, I realized something uncomfortable though. Most of my earlier thumbnails looked like YouTube advice content instead of emotionally compelling creator stories. That changed the entire direction of the channel. Instead of pretending to teach YouTube mastery, I started documenting the actual emotional experience of trying to grow from zero. That shift immediately made the videos feel more honest. Instead of generic strategy topics, the uploads started becoming creator survival stories instead. Honestly, I think that's what viewers actually connect with most. Not technical advice from tiny creators, but real emotional experiences they personally recognize. Because almost every small creator eventually experiences this exact spiral. You upload consistently, watch numbers stall, refresh analytics obsessively, and start wondering whether YouTube has quietly buried your channel. The difficult part is that nobody can really give you certainty during this phase. Even successful creators usually say the beginning felt random and emotionally confusing. That's what makes this stage psychologically difficult. There's no clear roadmap proving your current uploads are leading anywhere meaningful yet. Some days, I genuinely feel motivated and excited about the channel. Then another upload stalls and suddenly everything feels fragile again almost immediately. I think creators underestimate how emotionally unstable YouTube can make you when you're small. Your confidence basically rises and falls based on tiny numbers changing on a graph. And honestly, that's probably dangerous long-term if you let analytics completely control your emotional state, especially because growth is rarely smooth or predictable early on. One thing I've started noticing, though, is that emotionally framed videos seem to connect much more strongly than technical videos. Titles based around creator frustration perform better already. That was a huge realization for me. People don't really search YouTube because they want technical analytics explanations. They search because they feel confused, ignored, frustrated, or stuck. That means the emotional side of creator growth might actually be more important than the technical side, especially for small creators trying to build connection from nothing. Now I'm starting to think the real challenge isn't beating the algorithm. It's surviving the emotional uncertainty long enough to actually improve meaningfully over time. Because honestly, the temptation to quit during this phase feels incredibly real sometimes, especially when uploads disappear into silence repeatedly while other creators seem to grow effortlessly. But at the same time, these difficult stages are probably where creators develop the skills that eventually matter most. Stronger storytelling, better emotional framing, and clearer audience understanding. And weirdly enough, the more honest I become about the struggle itself, the more focused the channel starts feeling overall. The videos feel less fake and much more emotionally coherent. So no, I still don't actually know whether YouTube temporarily suppresses channels sometimes. Maybe the algorithm is inconsistent, or maybe small creators just overanalyze randomness constantly. But I do know this. The psychological side of YouTube is far more intense than most people expect before they start uploading seriously themselves. Right now, I'm still deep inside that stage where every upload feels uncertain, fragile, and emotionally unpredictable. But honestly, documenting that experience publicly is becoming the most interesting part of the channel itself. Because maybe the real story here isn't whether the channel succeeds immediately. Maybe the real story is what trying to grow on YouTube actually feels like before anyone is watching.